Welcome back, awakened savages. Should I say chosen ones? We have reached the point of no return. Have you ever felt just that moment when you realise something inside of me has changed? One day you wake up and you know that you're just done. Done making excuses, done running in circles, done pretending you're okay living in a life that doesn't fit who you are anymore. And here's the reality. See, if you're watching this, that shift has already happened because you would not even have clicked on this video if it hadn't. You are not here by accident. You were pulled here because you crossed a line that you didn't even know existed. Right? Maybe for years, maybe you wanted change. You dreamed about it, talked about it, imagined it. But see, wanting is passive. Wanting is safe. Wanting only lets you dream about transformation without actually having to do anything uncomfortable. But see, being ready for change, that's different. Readiness is terrifying because it means that you've run out of excuses. You've hit that point where staying the same hurts more than having to change. And see that shift, you cannot deny it, right? And that is why you're here. This is why you're watching this video. Not because you're broken, you're cursed, but because you're chosen to rise right now, in this moment, right? No more waiting, no more excuses, no more hiding, right? And listen to me carefully, right? See, every single thing that nearly broke you, it was building you. Right? See the addiction that stole years from you? It taught you the difference between surviving and living. See that betrayal that cut you to the bone? It sharpened your ability to see through masks. Right? See the failures that humiliated you? They burned away the arrogance that would have made you weak. Right? The nights you didn't think you would see morning. They proved you were harder to destroy than you thought. None of it is random. None of it is wasted. Right? While you were convinced life was punishing you, it was actually creating a savage. Right? Think about iron becoming steel. Right? The fire isn't the enemy, it's the process. The hammer isn't cruel, it's necessary. Every single strike shapes that blade. And that's what your pain was doing the whole time. Shaping you into something that could cut through what others cannot see. The men who never faced fire, they're still soft, still fragile, still breaking under pressure that would barely register on your scale. But see you are a machine. You are tempered. Every scar is proof you survived what was designed to destroy you. Every comeback is evidence that you are built different. And if you're still here, still breathing, still fighting, still hungry for something more, that is not luck. That's design. And you designed it. Right? That's the universe saying, this one can handle what's coming. And most people don't talk about the dark side of the awakening, right? And I've spoke about it openly on this channel, right? But you become exiled in your own life because the old comforts stop comforting. The old distractions stop distracting. The old lies stop being convincing, right? You try to go back. We all do. Right? You try to slip back into that numbness because it feels comfortable. Back into the small dreams, back into playing it safe. And see, for a moment, it might feel like relief. But then, boom, that ache starts again deep in your chest, that restlessness with that no amount of scrolling, drinking, pretending can keep quiet. Because see, once your soul tastes freedom, it cannot stomach anything else. You'll watch people you love, and this is a hard one for me, that stay asleep, and it hurts. You see the games that everyone's still playing, and you just can't pretend anymore. Right? You realise that the version of you who used to fit this mould, he's gone. And see in that space between who you were and who you're becoming, yes, you feel lost. You're like you're homeless. Yeah, you're living in two different worlds, and you're not feeling like you belong in either. This is the price of being chosen. This is the cost of waking up. The old world, that ejects you, right? And the new world, it hasn't revealed itself yet. But this is what I need you to understand. That discomfort is not punishment. It's labour pains. You're not being destroyed. You're being reborn. And the chosen, they don't get to go back. They only get to go through. And to help you understand the signs of the soul awakening, we need to go into the mechanics of what's happening to you, because this isn't just spiritual, it's also biological. Your brain has been running the same neural pathways for years, safety circuits, comfort loops, patterns that kept you alive but also kept you small. Right? And this is what happens when a man hits his awakening threshold. Neuroplasticity kicks into overdrive. Your brain becomes moldable again. The walls start cracking. New neural pathways begin forming. That's why your old coping mechanisms suddenly stop working. That's why you can't unsee what you've seen. Your nervous system is literally wiring itself for a bigger, more expansive life. Right? Scientists call this post-traumatic growth, but I call it the warrior awakening. Right, and then if you do look at this, the spiritual mechanics of it, right, the universe operates on frequency. And see, for years, you were broadcasting frequency of, I want to change. I want to be better. I want to break free. But see, want is weak. Want is passive. Want attracts nothing but more wanting. See, the moment you shift from wanting to being ready, your energetic signature changes. You start broadcasting strength instead of need, purpose instead of desperation, command instead of please. Right? And see, the universe responds to command. It sends opportunities. It sends tests. It sends people who can see what you're becoming before you can fully see it yourself. Right? That's why everything starts shifting when you cross that line. Not because you got lucky, but because you finally started speaking the language of power. Right? And how do you know you're not just another dreamer? How do you know you're actually chosen for something beyond the ordinary? Let me give you some signs that I've experienced that you just cannot deny, right? And the first one, you've been broken so many times, but you're still here, right? Most men break under the weight of life, but you've been knocked down time and time again, but you're still here breathing, you're still here fighting. You've got scars, but see those scars, they're survival marks, right? That is proof that you cannot be beaten or broken. You just keep moving forward. That's proof that you're chosen. Okay, number two, you've always felt like that outsider, right? Even as a child. Maybe you did still had a loving family like I did, but you just felt outside, right? You saw what others missed. Right? I remember my friend, Willie Wilson, he used to call me Hawkeye McRae because I used to have this kind of radar when the police were coming. And obviously we were up to no good. We were doing kind of naughty things. But I always knew when they were coming. And he would call me Hawkeye McRae. And he would say, how do you know when they're coming? Right? And that was just one of the signs that other people missed and I would get. Right? And maybe you ask questions that made adults feel uncomfortable. You know, you felt things deeply. Right? That's not a flaw. Right? That's preparation for seeing through the BS of the illusion that traps everyone else. Okay, number three, your pain became your fuel. See, where other people became bitter, you became hungry. When others became victims, you became a warrior. You took those worst moments and you alchemized them into strength. Number four, you cannot tolerate fakeness anymore. You just cannot do it. See those surface level conversations, those empty achievements, the pretending that everyone's okay when clearly they're dying inside. You've lost the ability to participate in the collective sleep. You're just done with it. You know, your BS radar's going off the Richter scale. You just don't want to deal with it anymore. Okay, number five. You often carry a weight others just don't understand, right? A responsibility and knowing deep in your chest and your heart that you're here for more, right? You're here for something greater, right? Even when you don't know what it is, even when you've tried to ignore it, right? But it's never left you, right? You just feel this. You say, I know I'm here for something greater. I know I'm here for something different. Okay? And if these signs resonate with you, let them sink in, right? And let this sink in. You are not broken, right? You are being built. You're being prepared. Every trial was qualification. Every scar was credentials. You are not cursed. You are chosen. You are awakened. You are a savage, right? And I've been very open about my journey on this, right? And for many years, I thought I was cursed. I thought I was broken, right? Addiction stole my teenage years, my 20s, my 30s. Prison stole my freedom. Paralysis stole my body, right? The nights I stared at the ceiling wondering, why me? Why me? Why is this happening to me? Why can't I be stronger? Right? Why can't I just have a normal life like other people? Right? And every single blow that happened to me felt like evidence that I was marked for destruction, that God just had it in for me. But then God showed me something much different. He gave me a profound physical experience, my spiritual awakening that opened up my eyes to a whole new reality. And now I understand clearly, because those moments were not curses, they were checkpoints. Every rock bottom was forcing me to face a truth that I was trying to avoid. Every scar was a reminder that survival had already made me stronger. Every setback was just chiseling away the parts of me that couldn't walk this path. Right? And I remember that exact moment it clicked. Okay? And for me, a lot of people say, oh, it wasn't dramatic. It wasn't, a lightning bolt. For me, it was. It was this dramatic, profound experience where I just knew that my life was never going to be the same. Because I'd always ridiculed mediums and psychics, and I didn't believe in spirituality. I thought it was all woo-woo and all of that. So God had to give me something profound for me to believe this. And when I had this, profound experience where tears, visions, voices, it was just, people didn't believe me, and people still don't believe me to this day, but I really don't care. But it proved, and then I was given messages from Archangel Michael, and it was proof that everything that I went through was preparation, that I was chosen, right? That everything was training, right? Training to carry this responsibility, training to live with discipline, training to be the man who doesn't just talk about change, but he walks the walk, he embodies it. And see, in that moment, I realized that something that still gives me the chills. I didn't survive all of that just to go back to be average. I survived because I was chosen for something more. So see, if you have been through that hell, hear me clearly, brother, please. You did not go through all of that to end up bitter, broken, or forgotten. You went through all of it to be ready for now, this moment in time, right now when you're watching this, ready to rise, ready to carry what only you can carry. Okay? So this is time to step into your power. And let me give you a framework that will help you stepping out of the in-between and into your purpose. Okay, step number 1, stop asking for permission, right? Men who are ready and chosen, they don't wait for validation. They don't need their auntie, their mother, their partner, anyone's approval. They don't need permission. They don't need society's blessing. They stop asking, am I ready? And they start asking, what needs to be done? Okay? Step number 2, name your dragon. Stop pretending you don't know what you're here to do. Because it might not be in your conscious awareness, but deep in your gut, you know. Right? You need to spend time understanding that from within. No book, no video, no nothing is going to give you the answers. It's going to come from within. Spend time with yourself. No coach, no guru, nobody's going to give you that. You have to discover that yourself. Maybe it's building a business. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's becoming the father you never had. Maybe it's mentoring young boys. Stop dancing around it. You know it. What has your life been preparing you for up until now? Name it, claim it, own it. Case step number 3, burn down that excuse factory. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I need more experience. Those are not reasons. Those are excuses dressed up as logic. See, if you are chosen, the only thing you don't have is the luxury of waiting for the perfect conditions. The best time to act was 20 years ago. The next time to act is now. That's a different one for a tree, obviously, the best time to plant a tree. But you know what I mean. Number 4, audit your daily life. Every decision you make is either moving you towards your purpose or away from it. See that Netflix binge? Okay? Destroy it. That extra hour of sleep when you could be building, destroy it. That difficult conversation you've been avoiding, move towards it. Right? Start moving forward. Okay? You're only going towards it or away from it. There's no middle ground here. Okay? Number 5, act from the end. Start showing up as a man who's already living in his purpose. Speak like him, move like him, make decisions like him. because you don't become the man and then live that life. You start living that life and then you become the man. As my mentor used to tell me, you have to be it before you will see it. You have to create it in the invisible and then make it visible. Okay, become that man first and then you will have the life. Number 6, embrace discomfort. Right? Growth lives in discomfort. Right? If you're comfortable, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. Choose the discomfort that builds you, not the comfort that will bury you. Okay? And the last one, step number 7, move in the dark. Stop waiting for clarity. Stop waiting for guarantees. Stop waiting to feel ready. The path reveals itself as you walk and not before. Take the next obvious step, right? With whatever you have right in that moment. Okay? It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. It's take the next obvious step. You will know what it is. Right? You will know what it is and take it. This isn't theory. This is literal spiritual warfare. And see, the battle is for your soul. And you might think, oh, that's a bit dramatic, Lachlan, but it's not. Right? It is 100% happening right now. Okay? And the tests, they are still coming. Right? And this is what, people might not understand. Just because you understand, yes, I'm chosen, right? And now my life's going to be all rosy and glamorous. It'll be great, right? But the test won't stop when you accept the call, right? They intensify. Because life needs you to be serious. It needs to know that you won't fold when the pressure increases. It needs to know that you can be trusted with real power. So expect the tests that come in disguise, right? The opportunity that requires you to risk everything. The relationship that forces you to choose growth over comfort. The moment when quitting would be easier than continuing. The choice between what people expect and what your soul demands. Each test is life asking you, how bad do you want this? How far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice to become the man you're becoming? And this is the secret, brother. The tests aren't trying to stop you. They're trying to prepare you even further. Because see, the mission that you're walking towards, it requires a level of strength, discipline, and integrity that only can be created through the tough times. Right? And see, the man who fails the test, they weren't chosen for the mission. They were just attracted to the idea of it. But see, the man who passes, they become legends, not because they were perfect, but because they would not quit. They would not give up. They were unbreakable. Okay? And listen, brother, this is a moment of decision. Your entire life has been building to this moment, not tomorrow, right? When you feel more ready, not next week when you have more money. Right now, every scar you carry is a credential. Every storm you've survived is proof that you can handle what's coming. Every rock bottom you climbed out of is evidence that you're harder to break than life thought. But this is a reality, right? If you don't answer the call, if you go back to the comfort that was slowly killing you, you don't just waste your own life. You waste the reason you were created in the first place. You become the man who had everything he needed to be legendary and chose to be ordinary instead. And when your last breath comes, because it is coming, some point or another, the regret won't be about what you lost. It will be about what you never stepped into, the man that you could have been, the impact that you could have created, the bloodline you could have changed forever. And if you answer that call, if you rise now, everything shifts. You become the turning point in your family story, right? The one that they point to and say, everything changed when he chose to become who he really was. You become the man who breaks cycles instead of continuing them, who builds legacies instead of excuses, who inspires others to find their own fire instead of warming themselves by someone else's. The call is here. The call is now. Right? And chosen men, they don't wait, they rise. Okay? And this is a chance to prove your readiness. Here's a mission you have got 24 hours to complete. Find a quiet place, no phone, no distractions, just a piece of paper and a pen. Okay? And at the top, I want you to write, everything was preparation. Then list 5 moments in your life where you thought you were finished. The addiction, the divorce, the betrayal, the failure, the loss, the moment that you wanted to give up. And next to each one, write what it taught you, what strength it built, what weakness it burned away, how it prepared you for who you're becoming. And see, when you're done, Read it out loud. Right? Say these words. I am not cursed. I am chosen and I am ready. Then I want you to take one action, one uncomfortable, necessary action towards the life you were meant to live. Make the call, send the email, have the conversation, sign up for the course, get in the gym, take the next step. Don't overthink it, just move. Right? And then come back here and declare it in the comments. I'm ready. Right? Not because you have just figured it all out, but because you finally understand that figuring it out isn't required. Only moving is. Because there's a brotherhood being built from men like you. Men who have been created in the fire and who are ready to help others rise. Men who understand that being chosen isn't a privilege, it's a responsibility. Right? The awakened savage brotherhood. This is in the mix of being created right now. We have opened a wait list where men choose to sharpen each other, to rise together and change the world by changing themselves first. Right? And if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Okay? I'll put the link in the description and you can sign up for the wait list. And as always, I truly appreciate every single one of you guys. Right? I thank you for being on this journey with me. I honestly couldn't do it without you. So if this message hit home at all, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put the notification bell on. It goes a long way. Right? And this is for us. This is not for me. This is not for anybody in particular. This movement is for us as men who are ready to rise together, right? To build each other up. Okay? One man at a time. And if you want to be part of that, come and join me. Right? I truly love you guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Got a video here. You can subscribe here. Take care. Bye.